Hello, Star Citizens, and here we are with another CCU guide, and it hasn't even been a month yet. I think our last one was what, on like the first or the second. So it hasn't even been 2 weeks yet. So very cool that we're getting a lot of ship sales coming out. I think it's basically they're telling everyone, get your fleets together now because the game is coming. So it's pretty cool that we're getting all these ship sales. I don't mind ship sales. I think there's a few people who are upset because they want certain ships to be more limited than they are. However, we're still pre-alpha and we've got 5 million plus players. So my guess is once this game comes out, most ships will be you'll spot them pretty easily. So who knows how many people will end up playing this by the end, but with 5 million plus people playing, you're very likely to run into the same ship. So I don't really care when they sell limited ships. I think it's the more the merrier for me. That being said, we are still doing our ship giveaway contest, which will be announced at the end of the month, which I believe is the 31st. So we'll announce that either on the 31st or the 1st, depending on what the day falls on. And yeah, we'll let you know who won that Drake Vulture that we're giving away. And of course, to enter, dislike, leave a comment on the video, and make sure you're subscribed, and you will be entered to win. And yeah, that's pretty much it for that stuff. So let's get to why you're here, these CCUs. From my initial check, it did not look like they were great CCUs, but I will go through each one of them with you and let you make your own decisions. So I think we got to go. I think the first one is I think it's the Medevac. No, not Medevac. Cutlass Red. Everything is Nursa now to me. Everything is Nursa. I just like the Nursa so much that I'm like, I gotta just, every time I talk medical, I have to just mention it. I just got to bring it up. Anyway, the Cutlass Red. Yes, $10 war bond. So you're saving $10 if you get this one. When I see $10 on a war bond, it doesn't bother me if the ship is like less than 150 bucks, because these are the types of $10. These little $10 CCUs sometimes are the difference between you saving $50 on a ship versus saving $100 on a ship. Like, I think if you've been doing CCUs just since the first of this year, I think there's been under $150. I think there's been 8 or 9 different CCUs, and I think I think there's been 9. And out of those 9 CCUs that have been under $150, I think you could stack like 4 or 5 of them. And if they're all $10, which I believe they all were, either $10 or more, I think there was one that was 15. If you stack all of those, you can stack at least 4 of those and save yourself at least $40 on anything that's more than $150. So yeah, don't sleep on the $10 CCUs, because they add up quickly if you save them for the long haul. So let's move on to the next one, which is the Prospector and the Vulture. They're right next to each other. These are stackable. So you can get both of these. So this is a $10 war bond. This is war bond. You're saving $10. It's $145. And then of course the Vulture, that one's also $10. So you can stack these. So that allows you to stack all 3 of these, which means if you're stacking all 3, you're saving 30 bucks. So you can get a Vulture right now for $145. And I believe there is one more. Oh, I wonder if the Carrack is going to be always available now. Huh. I could see that being always available. Anyway, the Valkyrie. The Valkyrie, you're saving 25, which isn't great, but it's not bad either. I'm not upset at it. I wish it was $30, but it's because they probably just wanted an even number here. But I would have rather them did a $30 here. And why would I have wanted them to do a $30? Well, let's look at all the ships. Let's see. Let's find the Valkyrie. All right. So the $25 is so that you can get in from these other ships that are $350, right? It fits well into a CCU chain, but most people, if there's chaining, they might want to get this, right? So if my math is right, if this was $30, that would make it $345, right? So then it would be a $5 upgrade from a Starfarer Gemini. So basically, I could get a Starfarer Gemini to and to this war bond and only pay $5 for it. Or I guess that would be $10 for it, right? My math is terrible sometimes. $10. So yeah, I paid $10 for it. But also it would allow me to, I guess, upgrade directly from that Gemini to other things a little easier. But I don't know. Maybe that's just me. Maybe I mean, and you're saving another $5, you know. Well, no, yeah, it's $10 now, and it would have been $5 if they did a $30 discount. Yeah. So yeah, I think $5 CCUs are the best way to go. So I think if they would have just made it $30, you know, and not been afraid of that $345, I think it would have been a better CCU. I think more people would have bought it because a lot more people are willing to buy $5 CCUs. And don't sleep on it, folks. CIG is aware that people are just stacking these up and saving this money, but you have to remember every time they do that, they have to put new money into the game, right? So if we get this war bond, this is at the minimum, it's $5 into the game, right? And I think most of these are probably going to be $5 into the game. Let's see what this one is. $5. So probably all of these are going to be $5, at least the $10 ones. $10 if you can get a Razor EX, of course, but that's the cheapest that somebody could spend. And then this one I think is the one where people I think this was $10 too. Yeah, so $10. So every time, you know, if you're trying to get a new player, or not a new player, but a veteran player to spend a little bit of money on the game, because they're done buying ships. Like me, I'm done buying ships, right? But I'm not done necessarily upgrading ships, right? So I might find something I like a little bit more. So if you're going to release a new ship like they did with the Ironclad, and then you can create CCUs within the upgrades all the way from the cheapest ship all the way up, if you can create those CCUs, you can get that whale that's already said they're done spending money to put a $5 into the game, put $10 into the game fairly quickly. So it's a brilliant marketing strategy, especially when a lot of what the Star Citizen conversation is about is spaceships. So it's pretty brilliant when you think about it. But brilliant on the side of business generally means bad for the side of the consumer, unless it's a very consumer friendly market. And it just so happens that I think CIG is more consumer friendly than they are not. So I can't say they are fully in that square, but I do think they're more consumer friendly. And mainly I think of that because they do give folks ships to give away. So if it was all about, the dollar, they don't have to do that. They could just say they're going to give away the cheapest ships to give away. Like they could say, here, content creator, give away this extremely cheap ship every month. And, it's still something free. So if it was all about the money, they could just give us a cheap ship. But I've seen them give away massive ships. I think the most expensive thing I've seen them give away, I think, was something that was $350, but that was just what I saw. And I've only been doing the content creation thing for 7 months, but I've been paying attention to Star Citizen for 8 years. So the biggest I've heard of somebody giving away, I think, was think it was 400, something like that. But yeah, $350, $400, something like that. So yeah, I don't think it's all about the money, but I do think it is about the money. And I'll just leave it at that. But there's your CCU guide. I think you can save what? If you stack all of those, I think there was 3 below this. So that's $30 plus this one's 25. You save 55. So that's what? 320. So you could save 55 on a Valkyrie if you're in the market for one. I think the Valkyrie's worth 325. I probably wouldn't spend much more than that. I think it's good at 375, but I think it's definitely worth it at 320. I think it's, yeah, 320 I think is worth it. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. That's all I got for this one. Look for a few more videos probably tomorrow or the day after. Got to play the catch-up game, get you guys back right. So there'll be some interesting videos to fill the voids that were left. All right, I will see you in the next one. Peace.